So on the flip side, Travis Alexander was born on July 28th, 1977. And although Jody had a good childhood, he had a very bad childhood because his parents were drug addicts. So, Jody claims she was physically abused, but Travis was actually physically abused. But by the time,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me ask you this. How are his parents drug addicts? I thought there was some other information about his parents about their religious affiliation. So how are they drug addicts? I
well,
didn't hear
you're not letting me continue.
that. Okay.
So, like I said, he was physically abused. However, by the time he was 10 years old, his grandparents started raising him and his two brothers. So he actually had two siblings, two
Mm-hmm.
brothers. So the grandparents stepped in. I guess they didn't want to see this continue on, or maybe they were trying to give the parents a chance and they just weren't cleaning up their act. Some people who are on drugs, they just can't get it together no matter how much you try. So I guess his parents were like that. So his
Mm-hmm.
grandparents took over. They started raising him and his two brothers, and they were the serious Mormons. They were very, very serious into Mormonism.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
And
That's
being with his
interesting.
grandparents, he kind of got normalization and everything like that. And turns out he was like a very funny
Is
guy.
that a word, by the way? Is that a word, Kai?
N-
Normalization.
Normalization. I don't know if it's
Is
not.
that really?
Look, listeners. If it's not a word, guess what? I made it up, but you know what I'm talking about. So how about that? So
Okay.
after his life got normal, he normalized. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it did turn out that he was actually a very, very funny guy. And as he grew up into a
Mm-hmm.
teenager and into an adult, he was always the life of the party. So everybody wanted to be around him. He liked to make people laugh and stuff like that. So I actually, and I guess this is my stuff because we haven't been on air in a while, so I didn't take good notes, but I didn't write down where he grew up. But he relocated from where he grew up. He relocated to California. Why did I say
Mm-hmm.
California like that? Good Lord. He relocated to California for work.
It's okay.
Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
his grandparents were very serious Mormons, and he started
Mm-hmm.
working at an MLM company called Prepaid Legal Services.
Okay. Know it.
So as he's doing that, so they're older now. So as he's doing it, he's like what, 3 years older than Jody. So as he's doing that, Jody herself, she's still. Why don't I have these places written down?
I'm not sure.
Anyways, um, as he's working, Jody's now dating a guy. Like I said, she had a bunch of boyfriends,
Mm-hmm.
and she began dating a guy. Um, you know what? Let me roll it back again. I'm gonna do a Char. Let me roll it back. Love and Murder, take
Mm-hmm.
18. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
Travis relocated to California for work as for an MLM company called Prepaid Legal Services. So
Mm-hmm.
him and her actually met briefly in 2001. So while he's doing that in 2003, Jody then moved to Palm Desert, California, because why am I saying California so weird? Because she actually had started dating a guy called Gary Brewer, and they bought a house together in Palm Desert, California. So she's in Palm Desert right now, and they, he's kind of talking about her because he met her briefly. Um, and she's in Cali, so they're both in California. And like I said, she's currently here in the Palm Desert area because of her current boyfriend. And then later
Mm-hmm.
on, Travis then moved to Nevada for work. And we'll find out
Okay.
later that Jody actually, followed him. But
Yeah, I got that part from there, but I was just the first part. I wasn't privy
yeah,
to the first part of it, but the rest of it, yeah.
yeah. So he moved.
I've
He
seen it so
moved
many
for work.
times.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
he actually got a promotion with the MLM. And he moved to Nevada. So in 2006, around the 2006-ish time, Jodi's relationship with, I gotta look up this name because it's a weird name, Dari. Jodi's relationship with Dari actually when it started turning sour.
Hmm.
And so because of that, she decided to get like some extra work. I guess she just wanted extra money, maybe to try and move out on her own or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she decided to get extra work. Um, right now, what she's doing, she was doing part-time photography and working as a server. So on top of that, she wanted
Mm-hmm.
extra work. So it's three jobs. Um, so what happened was the extra work she did end up doing was with the same MLM company that Travis was
Mm-hmm.
working it for, and you know,
Oh, you mean multi-level marketing because he was doing public speaking. What is it called? Presentations. What is it called?
yeah, but he did that for
Yeah,
that
he was doing
MLM
like.
company.
Oh, okay, that's what you when you
Yeah,
no when you said
prepaid legal
MLM,
services.
I just realized. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's multi-level marketing. So, and he was doing the motivational speeches. That's what I meant when he met her. It was probably for that, and I wasn't paying attention because I'm a part of the same company for about 15 years, and I just realized what you were saying. So, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So listeners, you gotta forgive me. You realize we haven't been on air for the last 13 years, and I'm kind of rusty here, and so I know this is gonna sound like what is she? Why is she sounding like this, telling us this story? But we haven't.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Yeah, my
Bear with us.
my daughter's old and married now and has three kids. In that amount of time, we haven't been on the air, all because the Shar got lost in New York City.
Oh, so not true.
Hmm.
Daughter's not
Shar
married
went
and
to New
old.
York to play her Home Alone.
I
um.
know. Ah!
All right, so
Yeah.
so the extra work that she was doing was for prepaid legal services, same business as Travis. But now Travis is in Nevada, she's still in California, and the extra work is just, part of the relationship going sour with Dari was because they were having financial issues, and I guess she probably just wanted to like move out on her own, so for that you need money, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So in September 2006, um Travis was going to be at a convention. He was actually a speaker at the I'm going to stop saying MLM because apparently I can't see it. Say it.
Multi-level marketing. Just
I
say
was just
that.
going to say prepaid legal services. So
That's fine.
he was going to be a speaker at this convention for prepay, and
Hmm.
he actually invited her as his guest. Um,
Right.
and like I said, he met her briefly, but the way he met her was that he was set up with her as a blind date through his friends. So and
I didn't realize that. I thought she was just there in the audience and he caught her eye because she's very flirtatious. I didn't realize that it was an
no,
actual
well,
setup.
from what I understood, I don't know. So from what I understood, he was set up with her as a blind date through his friends. That's what
Oh
I
my
understood.
God, that's crazy. But his friends are mostly Mormon, so that's shocking, but we'll figure this out later.
Yeah, so
Go
that's
ahead.
what I was about to say. Since his grandparents were
Hmm.
Mormon, and I guess from the time he was 10, he was raised as a Mormon. He was really
Yeah,
like
all of his friends were Mormon.
yeah, he was like really heavy in that. And so
Right.
he would tell everyone that he was a virgin. So all his friends and his grandparents, everybody thought he was a virgin, but him and Jody were actually hooking up like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
they were having sex and everything like that a lot. Um
Right.
and this was when she came down for the convention. So by the time she moved back, they didn't want to stop talking. The relationship was going really well, even though I think they just got started on a physical relationship, but you really can't start a relationship that way. But
Right.
the relationship in their heads was going so well that they decided to try and do it long distance. So, like I said, he's in Mesa, Arizona at this time, and she's still in Palm Desert,
Mm-hmm.
California. And keep in mind that she's
Mm-hmm.
still with dude because she's in Palm Desert, California. So she's still with what's his name, Dari. She's still with Dari, and
Mm-hmm.
she's just texting Travis back and forth. They're texting, they're calling, they're sexting, they're doing phone sex, and like all of that.
Right.
And then what happened was she decided, because um, Travis, as a Mormon, he wanted somebody who was Mormon. He wasn't gonna, even though he was messing with her, like how you say you need a woman to bring home to mama, so you have the ones that you play around with,
Right.
and then you find
Yeah,
the one
that's what
that you're
they
really
say.
serious about. Yeah. So basically,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that's what it was he was doing with Jody. But he was like, I'm not gonna marry you because I, I want my wife to be Mormon. So she actually became Mormon for Travis, and when she did this, she broke up with Daryl.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, so
She became, see, here's the thing, but she became Mormon for him. But here's what what I question. So I'm trying to figure out, do you think that, I don't know if she was sincere, or she was just doing it for clout in the relationship so she can, score points because she couldn't compete with the good girls. The good Mormon girls won't even kiss, according to what I understand. I've done a lot of research on the culture, the religion itself, what's expected in relationships. And kissing is off limits, as well as it's basically missionary dating, which is either supervised or it's very innocent. So basically, Jodi had an extremely flirtatious personality, and that's what pushes this entire case to the edge. This woman was she knew she was a seductress, and a seductress is someone, it's a woman, well, it could be a man, but let's just say in this case it's a woman who knows not only are they physically attractive, the smile, the laughter, the body, maybe it's very curvy or voluptuous, or maybe she's very petite and she just feels like, hey, I look so amazing and everything, I'm just this tiny little thing. Or maybe she has a beautiful smile or beautiful hair and she knows how to flaunt all of that. So the problem is, a lot of women know that this is also, it's like a it's like a smoking gun, because they can use it to their advantage anytime that they want. And that usually and often works. It's a type of not only she's a seductress, but it's also a type of witchcraft. It's witchcraft. So she
witchcraft.
looks at him and she's like, yeah, that's another term for it. Believe it or not, this is true. So she looks at him and she's like, in the middle of, imagine he's got maybe like 80 people there, maybe like 200 people in the audience. Jodi sits close, of course, because she is an invited guest. Crosses her legs, which is another sign of that you're giving to a man and saying, you know what, I want you to see this. And so she's probably licking her lips and being all seductress. And guess what? She got his attention. But this is a man who's not used to this type of attention. He doesn't know what it means. It makes him crazy and uncomfortable. He doesn't know what to do with it. And she does know what to do with it. And she doesn't even have a clue of his upbringing or anything. But all she knows is that he's cute. He's got this, he does this public speaking thing. Maybe he's got money going on. He's in Las Vegas. This is exciting. He's professional. He's a businessman. I'm beautiful. I'm youthful. Guess what? I'm single or not, because she's not really single. And I'm just going to see how far I can get.
I
So I just want to paint a picture for our viewers, because the reason I'm saying this is I've studied this case ever since the beginning. It's been about, what, 5 years now? And so I'm telling you, this is pretty much what this woman is thinking. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think that you could. It's fair to say that he's not used to like somebody flirting with him or coming on to him. I don't think Jody is the very first person like he.
Um,
I wouldn't
actually,
even. I don't. I'm not saying like it's possible that she's the first one he's had sex with, but come in contact with where she's flirtatious. You think so?
yeah, because he did say later on, he kept saying, Jodi, this is not me. I'm not used to this. I don't like this. He said, I love sex with you, but that's it. I don't understand. You're being, even his friends, see, all of his friends were extreme, very strict Mormons. His guy friends. At one time, she thought he had a roommate, and he didn't really have a roommate, but they're just so close. The guy, the male look out for each other, and they were close. And so he felt like, this, you basically, he told her, you're seducing me, and this makes me uncomfortable, and I would rather